Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Muhammad Iqbal Hakim, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Divine Food Holdings BERHAD. On behalf of the board, I welcome all of you to the 61st Annual General Meeting of Divine Food Holdings BERHAD, held at Ballroom 3, first floor, Samdabi Convention Centre. The convening of this AGM is in compliance with Section 340 of Companies Act 2016, which stated that every public company shall hold an annual general meeting in every calendar year. Before we proceed any further, I hereby call the Company Secretary to confirm whether we have a quorum to proceed with this meeting.
Thank you, Tansi Chairman. Chairman, Directors and members, I am pleased to inform that the meeting, based on registration data given by Boardroom Share Registrar as at 10:15 AM today, we have a total of 25 members and proxies representing a total of 366,778,501 shares, or approximately 88.9% of the total shareholding have registered for today's AGM. Hence, pursuant to clauses 70 and 72 of the company's constitution, 2 members personally present at the meeting or by proxy or corporate representative shall constitute a quorum for this general meeting. Therefore, I am pleased to confirm that we have a quorum to proceed with this AGM.
Thank you. The Company Secretary has confirmed that we have requisite quorum. Therefore, I declare the meeting duly constituted. All of our directors are present, and may I now introduce my fellow directors, starting from my director, Mr. Nur Alzam Arif bin Nur Azhar, Mrs. Nur Izzati binti Rosli, Mrs. Anis Suhaila binti Abdul Rahim, Mrs. Nur Syafiqah binti Nur Azman. From my right, Independent Non-Executive Director, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Aiman bin Ahmad, Mrs. Nur Fatin Adiba binti Wandi, Mr. Muhammad Ikmal Hilmi bin Zulkifli, Mrs. Nik Nur Farhani binti Nasharuddin, and Mrs. Nur Iman Atirah binti Muhammad Asri. I also would like to introduce key personnel of management team, Mr. Muhammad Shahi bin Yusri as Chief Executive Officer, and the Company Secretary, Mrs. Iman Nabila Nur Fatihah binti Abdullah. Also, present today are external auditors, Mrs. Nur Farah Erina binti Muhammad Azri, representative of KPMG PLT, our pool administrator, Mrs. Dadili Farhana binti Muhammad Jazli from Boardroom Share Registrar Secretarial BERHAD, and our secretaries, Mr. Muhammad Faris Aiman bin Nordin from Asia Securities Secretarial BERHAD. Ladies and gentlemen, the notice of 61st AGM dated 15 December 2022 had been dispatched to you together with the annual report of the company. If there is no objection from the floor, the notice convening this meeting shall be taken as read. The shareholders, proxies, corporate representatives can submit your questions in real time via the messaging box on the AGM web portal throughout the meeting. I also wish to inform you that pursuant to paragraph 8.29A of the listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia Securities BERHAD, Divine Food being a listed issuer must make sure a resolution put to vote at the general meeting shall be decided on electronic poll. I would like to inform you that the company has appointed Boardroom Share Registrar as pool administrator to conduct the pooling process and Asia Securities as secretaries to verify the pool results. The pooling process for the resolutions would be conducted upon completion of the deliberation of all items to be transacted at the AGM. I now invite the representative of Boardroom Share Registrar to present a guide on the procedures to pose questions and to vote in real time.
Thank you, Tansi Chairman. For the polling process, you will have been issued with a passport slip upon registration. Then, proceed to the voting station and present the passport slip to cast a vote. You can cast your vote by selecting the appropriate option and click on submit. Upon successful submission, the message "Votes have been successfully cast" will be displayed. Once you have submitted your votes, you will not be allowed to modify your votes.
Thank you. CEO, Mr. Muhammad Shahid bin Yusri, you can now proceed to present on the group's financial performance.
Thank you, Tan Sri Chairman. Good morning to the Tan Sri Chairman, fellow directors and the shareholders. I will just move on to the highlight of financial year performance of 2022. For the full year ended 30 September 2022, group revenue grew by 8.2% to RM 4.47 billion ringgit, underpinned by strong domestic demand in Malaysia and Thailand, price adjustment strategy, and the first full year contribution from the group's food business. Actually, the first half of the year was tough due to rising commodity price and the impact of the floods on our Shah Alam operations. While our overall bottom line was impacted, it has been greatly mitigated by the effective strategies we have put in place to manage market risk and exposure. Most importantly, our strategies enable the group to re-establish ourselves on a stronger footing during the second half. The group managed to record RM 4.41.1 million ringgit in profit before tax at 5.3% below financial year 2021 and RM 382.3 million ringgit in profit after tax at 3.3% below financial year 2021. Mr. Chairman, I think that's all my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Shahid. I shall now put forward this agenda item to the floor for questions and discussion. We have received a letter from the MSWG for this meeting. For the benefit of our shareholders, may I invite the representative of MSWG to raise the questions and the board will answer the questions accordingly.
Sure, Tan Sri Chairman. I am representative from MSWG and I would like to ask, in the event of persistent inflation, what will be the effect to the company, directly or indirectly, if interest rate rises?
Thank you. To respond with that question, we have more cash than we need. So when the interest rate goes up, we will be able to make more money from interest. But a higher interest rate could make the economy grow more slowly, which could affect the demand of our products. However, our food and beverage industry will be more resilient than other industries. The cost of our goods will go down if commodity price go down, which could happen if the economy slows down.
Are there any further questions from the floor?
Yes, Tan Sri Chairman. I have a question. Over the past 1 year, we have seen rising commodities price and also logistic costs. Have our company raised the price of our products in order to pass through the cost? If so, on which products and what is the magnitude?
Thank you for the question. Yes, we have gradually adjusted our price after putting in other cost reduction measures. For the last financial year, our dairy segment has been greater cost impact from commodities price. Therefore, our price adjustment has been mainly in that segment.
Thank you for all the questions that you had given to us. You can still ask the questions as it still opens. The questions which were not dealt with will be posted on the company's website as soon as practicable after the meeting. I will now proceed with the agenda at hand. The first item on the agenda is to receive of audited financial statements for financial year ended 30 September 2022, together with reports of directors and auditors. In accordance with Section 341A, Companies Act 2016, the audited financial statements together with reports of directors and auditors are now laid before the meeting for discussion. As this agenda item is meant for discussion only and does not require the formal approval of shareholders, it will not be put forward for voting. I wish to put a record that the audited financial statements have been duly received by the meeting. The next one is Agenda 2 of Ordinary Resolution 1. The agenda is approval of payment of financial single tier dividend of 33 cents per share for financial year ended 30 September 2022. May I have a proposer and seconder from the floor?
I propose the resolution.
I second the motion. Thank you. Let us move to the third item on the agenda. That is the re-election of Yang Berbahagia, Dato' Aiman bin Ahmad, who retires in accordance with clause 100 of the company's constitution as a director. May I have a proposal and seconder from the floor for the re-election of Yang Berbahagia, Dato' Aiman bin Ahmad?
I propose to re-elect Yang Berbahagia Dato' Aiman bin Ahmad, who retires in accordance with the clause 100 of the company's constitution as a director.
I second the motion.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of Mrs. Ani Suhaila binti Abdul Rahim, who retires in accordance with clause 100 of company's constitution as a director. May I have a proposal and seconder from the floor for the re-election of Mrs. Ani Suhaila binti Abdul Rahim?
I propose to re-elect Mrs. Ani Suhaila binti Abdul Rahim in accordance with clause 100 of the company constitution as a director.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Next, the first agenda is the re-election of Mrs. Nurfatin Adiba binti Wandi, who retired in accordance with clause 106 of the company's constitution as a director. May I have a proposal and seconder from the floor for the re-election of Mrs. Nurfatin Adiba binti Wandi?
I propose to re-elect Mrs. Nurfatin Adiba binti Wandi, who retired in accordance with clause 100C of the company constitution as a director.
I second the motion.
Thank you. The fifth agenda under Ordinary Resolution 5 is to appoint Mr. Nur Alzam Arif bin Nur Azhar as a director of the company and would be designated as a non-independent, non-executive director. May I have a proposal and seconder from the floor for the appointment of Mr. Nur Alzam Arif bin Nur Azhar?
I propose to appoint Mr. Nur Alzam bin Nur Azhar as a director of the company.
I second the motion.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to approve the payment of directors' fees and benefits of up to RM1,810,000 for the period of 18 January 2023 until the next annual general meeting of the company. May I have a proposal for the resolution?
I propose the resolution.
I second the motion.
Let us proceed to the next item on the agenda. That is to reappoint Messrs. KPMG PLT as the auditors of the company until the conclusion of the next AGM, and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. May I have a proposal for the resolution?
I propose the resolution.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Next, the proposed ordinary resolution under item 8 of the agenda as special business is to seek a general mandate and new mandate for recurrent related party transactions of revenue or trading nature. I shall take the text of the resolution in the notice of this meeting as having been read. May I have a proposal for the resolution?
I propose the resolution. I second the motion.
Item 9 of the agenda is to transact any other business which due notice shall have been given. Mrs. Iman Nabila, any other business for consideration?
No, thank you, Chairman. There is no other business to be transacted.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have done with all the items of the agenda and can now proceed to e-polling vote for all the resolutions. We shall commence the voting sessions now and we will give you roughly 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? The results of the poll are already in my hand. After the scrutineer verify the results and the meeting shall resume now for the declaration of results. I am going to just read out the resolution and the percentage in terms of approval. For resolution 1, 99.9858%. Resolution 2, 98.4537%. Resolution 3, 99.9819%. Resolution 4, 99.9984%. Resolution 5, 99.9986%. Resolution 6, 99.9926%. Resolution 7, 99.5431%. And lastly, Resolution 8, 99.9668%. With all that, I shall declare that all the resolutions are carried and approved. With that, I shall now declare the meeting closed. On behalf of the board, I sincerely thank you and appreciate for your attendance today. Thank you very much.